So I once visited a pregnant mom in a single hotel room where she was living with 4 other family members. The family couldn't afford their rent, so they were evicted and had nowhere else to go. This young mom was 16 years old and 9 months pregnant. She had to wake up every day and coordinate the use of just the one bathroom and one shower with all of her family just so she could make it to school on time. There was no place to go if she wanted time for herself, and she was preparing herself for bringing a new baby into this tiny space with her whole family there.
I have seen many different living situations while visiting our families. I have seen what severe mold infestation can do to both the home and health and well-being of a family. I went into a home recently and left the home feeling like it was not a safe space. There was so much mold and the ceiling had been sagging. The family was all coughing. They were not oblivious to the mold. However, money was so tight that they had to prioritize other things. There was also not enough bedrooms, so the child unfortunately was sleeping on a mattress on the living room floor.
When I started working with one of my clients about 2 years ago, she was living with her mom, her 2 siblings, her partner, and her toddler. And she had given up her bedroom so that her toddler could have his own safe space, so her bed was in the family living room. She never complained about that and always expressed to me during home visits that she was thankful to keep living with her family so that they could save money and that it would all be worth it one day. But it's hard to watch a teenager give up their own safe space for their child.
I worked with a 16-year-old client who was staying with her boyfriend's uncle through her pregnancy. They stayed in a single-wide trailer. It was her boyfriend, and the uncle's family bred dogs to sell. It was so bad inside that trailer that she didn't even let me in for months. The baby didn't have a place to sleep. The whole family shared a room. The uncle was by himself. The client, her boyfriend, and the baby were all in one room. The trailer was a mess because of all the dogs. They were separated by baby gate throughout the trailer, and there were cats in and outside of the trailer. It was visibly really a difficult place for her to be living, and especially trying to raise a baby.
I worked with a teen who was living with her grandmother in a rural area. The grandmother was very frail and had limited mobility due to suffering several small strokes. The teen had been in and out of foster care placement, family placements, and at 13 she got pregnant. The grandmother's trailer had been taken over by her son, who had caused the two to end up living in a family friend's basement in Arden. When the teen enrolled, it was clear that they were overstaying their welcome in his home. He was not pleasant to them at all. With the help of DSS, we were able to get the family back into Grandma's trailer. However, there was a major issue with hoarding in the home. The client was continually sent home from school with lice. There were boxes stacked floor to ceiling inside the home, on the porch outside, and against the side of the house. DSS even hired a trash bin, but the grandmother was not willing to part with anything. The whole time, the baby was confined all day to a pack and play in the corner of the living room, with boxes stacked all around him. If the teen went to school, he was left with the grandmother, who only had mobility in one arm. This meant that she could not fully pick him up or hold him. The teen suffered from severe depression and a lack of attachment with the child. There was a lot of pressure for the teen to be the one to clean up the house. She felt neglected by all the adults in her life and wanted to know why she had to clean up a mess that she did not make. Advocating for her meant trying to help other services realize that while she was a parent, she was also still a child, and systems had failed her many times. She was angry and withdrawn.
Today, because of the support she received in the adolescent parenting program, this mom graduated from high school, and she now has a career in early childhood education and is a thriving mom with 2 beautiful children. She even owns her own home.
Today, because of intensive case management and building a network of support, the family experiencing mold is in a safe apartment. Building connections and community for further support and no longer worries about the simple and necessary act of breathing. Mom now takes a deep breath in to relax and is wrapped in support and gratitude.
So today, my client, her now fiance, and their toddler have their own apartment. She can get a good night's sleep, as much as one can get with a toddler, in her own room. She's also able to manage payments on her own. She's worked really hard to turn her apartment into a safe space, not only for her child, but for herself and for her partner too.
My client eventually let me into the home after building trust and creating connections to resources and to other teen moms who had their own housing issues. She has now created a community with the other participants, and she has a safe space to come and talk to others who are navigating similar challenges. She used the disaster relief funds that we offered to move into a new place of her own. She has 4 months of rent covered, and we are still in the process of helping her find furniture for the home and are working with her to get the place toddler-proofed as her little one is now on the move. She still attends group regularly with her partner, and she graduated high school in December.
My client did not end up staying a participant in the adolescent parenting program, but she did come back a year later to take nurturing parenting classes. By that time, she had a new foster care placement, and her foster mom was bringing her to classes. Her entire demeanor was changed, and you could tell that she felt safe and had support. She also felt more attached to her child. I think this highlights how our program helps build confidence and self-advocacy. She knew in the beginning that she and her child deserved a better life, but the act of getting there was often out of her control. While we couldn't fully support the mental and emotional needs of the client, we were able to be a safe space for her to come to at multiple points in her parenting journey to receive care and compassion.
Economist James Heckman has conducted extensive research proving the benefits of investing in high-quality early childhood development programs for under-resourced children from birth to age 5. Early childhood education is the most effective way to provide tools for upward mobility and to develop a highly educated and skilled workforce. The programs at the Children and Family Resource Center are strengthening the economy and helping to reduce deficits every day. We are working with caregivers to empower them in their roles, which creates a lasting impact on the lives of their children. By doing this, we are investing in our future workforce and our community.
Who's ready to invest?